Hello and welcome to all you Capricorns. How are you doing, Capricorns, with all that energy the last couple of months in your first house? And it continues. It continues. It's all the spotlights on you and I like it. Although a lot of Capricorns don't like to be in the spotlight. I mean, generally, Capricorn is not that, oh, I want to be in the limelight here. But what is going on for you during December 2016? Well, a lot of it, you may recall some things from last year because there is a Mercury retrograde in your sign again, and that is a rarity. That a Mercury retrograde last year in December 2015 up until January 2016, it was also a Mercury retrograde in your sign Capricorn, and now it's the same story, and it's on the same kind of degrees, and it stops at 15 degrees of Capricorn. So those who have planets around 15 degrees will feel it, of course, extremely, but all of you will feel that. And remember that I said last month, there's a fixed star there calling Rukbat, that is about steadiness and solidity. And it's a very benefic star, by the way. So again, you've got this solidity and this steadiness, which is already a very Capricornical trait, so to speak. So talking about speak, what you are going to say, dear Capricorn, this month is going to make a difference. Be aware of that, because your speech, your communication with Mercury in your sign going retrograde there, it's going to be about the things that you are going to say. Know that for other people it might be very they may see it as very intense, very passionate, and very powerful as well, very deep, very powerful. Now, if there has been last year, around December time, as I said, if there has been a situation or a person, because this is happening in your first house, of course, indirectly, you relate other people on the axis of you and the seventh house of other people. So if there has been last year, around December time, January time, the beginning of this year, if there has been a situation, if there has been something that has been said that has caused some trouble, that has caused some negativity, that has caused some pain, there is a possibility now in December to solve this, to transform this. So Mercury together with Pluto is powerful communication. At its best, it's you saying something to other people and it empowers others. That's at its best. It's you talking your truth from the heart, very authentic, without any control and manipulation. You're saying what you need to say for better or for worse. And if it's going to be accepted or not, shouldn't be your worry. But of course, it does worry us, doesn't it? Or for many of us. But now truth is more important than how other people are going to react. You can do it in the most sensible way and in the most honest way as you can. But the thing is, that is at best case scenario. Worst case scenario is if you want to control other people by your words, by your speech, if you want to manipulate other people. And don't forget, Capricorn is a sign that wants to control. There's nothing wrong with wanting control, but it's going to backfire if you have this manipulative, seductive, and seducing by using your words, so that other people, you're molding them in a way that you want them to be. If you're going to do that, or if someone is going to do that to you, it's going to backfire. It's going to come out. And you won't be able to get away with that. Other people won't be able to get away with that with you either. So maybe there was a situation last year that you said something and or other people tried to control you. Could be the case as well. And now is a time that you take your power back. Even though it's been a year ago. So Pluto is always a very slow planet. It's always a planet of transformation. And it takes time to peel all those layers. And but wow, what an opportunity for Capricorns to speak that truth, and speaking that truth without the fear of losing a connection. It could happen though, it could happen, but then you will realize so much that this was the best thing to happen, because you cannot live in untruths. You cannot live in the fantasy world. That is not what Mercury Pluto wants. So as I said, it depends on your personal chart, of course, but very vaguely I think these general horoscopes can give you some clues there about, is there something that you want to say? It's now the time, and it's the time to take that courage to say so. And even though you know that that other person who's at the receiver's end is not really liking it, but the truth here is more important than the risk of losing a relationship. That's basically it. And again, how you say it is also very important. And say your truth, you know, even when it's dark. Say your truth. That's basically it. Now you also have a new moon on the 29th in Capricorn, so that's nice. If you are celebrating Christmas or New Year's Eve or whatever, it's nice to have a new moon there, and it's indicating that you are starting new, starting fresh, especially maybe after you have said what you needed to say. Again, it can be to take your power back or to give power to others. It's the other way around. And on the there's also another aspect which is less deep, so to speak, that is really, really nice for you Capricorns as well. It's Saturn in a trine to Uranus. And Saturn has been dancing around in your 12th house, which is not easy. It's not easy. In my experience, I may have told you already, Saturn in the 12th house is a bit more work than Saturn in the first house, because you've got to clean up all of the time. You've got to clean up. And then is it a good time to clean that up or not? Does it stay or doesn't it have to stay? And so on. Now, here in that energy field of the unconsciousness, that energy field of the letting go and restructuring your patterns, this Saturn is beautifully aspecting Uranus now. And it has to do with your deepest core, because Uranus is in your 4th house. And of course, Saturn and Uranus, a lot of us would say, oh, but this is totally different. Saturn wants to have boundaries. Saturn is you, by the way. It wants to have its form. And Uranus wants to break out, and it wants to innovate and do new things. Well, there's something happening for you that is quite innovative on a deep, visceral level almost, so to speak. On a level of you're re-innovating yourself by maybe by you know, your roots, and finding out things about your roots that can help you to to stop a certain behavior or a certain behavioral pattern that is no longer suiting you, because that's Saturn in the 12th. So these Saturn and Uranus are working together now instead of working against each other. So it's a bit on a emotional level, so to speak, because these are water houses. The 4th house is a water house, the 12th house is a water house. So it's about things that go easier for you to let go. Remember, Capricorn is a controlling type of sign, and it sometimes has difficulties to let go of things. It will be easier this month, so take advantage of that. And last but not least, when it comes to home and work, when it comes to that balance, there is like a breakthrough as well. Jupiter is there in your 10th house of work, of how you want to be seen, of your task here in this on this planet, and it is opposing Uranus in your 4th. So because you had some breakthroughs when it comes on a psychological, emotional level, it's like you can expand more when it comes to your work, when it comes to your destiny here in life. So a lot of Capricorns, not all of them again, but a lot of them will shift work, will do something different, totally different, unexpectedly, because it's Uranus. Having said that, I wish you a very good month. a very good last month of the year, dear Capricorns, and I want to thank you as well. I want to thank you for this year. People who have purchased a reading, a consultation, people who have commented on my YouTube channel, who have shared videos, who have liked them. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. It's important to say so. Keep on doing that. Thanks again and see you next year. Bye-bye.